host couldn't make it back to the room. I've got a few jobs, so I didn't get to dress up, and it should be fine. All I gotta do is talk, right? I don't have to hug anybody. All right, we're gonna start off with our first one, and we got 7 here today. And we always make this part of the car culture because classic cars and beautiful girls and everything go together. So that's why we do this. Pinups have really been something we've tried to promote at all the car shows. First up, Lucy LaLux. Lucy LaLux, how about it for her? She's a pinup from the Great Lakes state. She's got a French Bulldog. She's a French Bulldog mom, I understand. And she lives for all things that glitter and has a heart of gold. She has 1 pinup under her belt as well. She has one pinup. And she's relaxing in the sun and little blue champagne. How about it? Lucy LaLux, yeah. All right, next up. Only one name needed. How about it for Miss Cher? Give it up for Cher. She presently works at the animal shelter, helping rescue and placing animals at the shelter. Doing a great job for that. In the past, she's helped with local policemen and foundations. She's raised money to help with the Kidney for Children's Association. She's helped all kinds of community events. Provides a Christmas gifts and goodies for the kids. Her goals in the future, other than modeling, are to complete and be safe. She's into safety inspection, so she's going to do that and get her certification. This is Cher. Once again, how about it for Cher, our second contestant? I'm surprised I know how to use one of those phones. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Next up, Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue. Now, she has a love of vintage items and vintage cars, of course, and cool old trucks. Her vintage hat collection reflects her own love of the 40s and 50s era. She owns a small flower and gift shop in the country, and she does. And she's from Wittenberg. I hope I pronounced this right. Wittenberton, Oklahoma. Is that right? Wilburton, Oklahoma. 27 years old. She gave her age away. She's going to be 28 here pretty soon. She has been doing pinup for about a year. She loves to do it. This is her very first live contest right here for her, the first time. How about it? Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue, judges. Next up, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name. Yell it to me, Margaret. Yell it to me. I can almost hear you. Hey, Margaret, can you tell me your last name?
Croquette.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's spelled different. How about it for Miss Margaret Croquet? She is active in the traditional 40s and 50s pinup era, and that's a tribute to her German grandmother and American great-uncle. Her grandmother was a model and did the dancing prior to 1942 in the 50s in Hamburg. She inherited many of the dresses and jewelry and all that good stuff that she has on from her grandmother and her style of wardrobe. She wears them as a living memory of her. She knows in the memory of her American great-uncles and many and her aunts that this tradition will carry on. Served in the Navy and Army. Her uncles and aunts both served in the Navy and Army. World War II, volunteering as a pinup for the veterans and veterans events. Last year, she co-founded the Decade Dames Springfields chapter to encourage and inspire others to feel comfortable in vintage clothing and to raise funds for the community and all their organizations. How about it? She's got 5 previous pinup wins. How about it once again, Margaret Croquet? Thank you, Miss Marker. One more time. Thank you. All right. We have a total of 7 today. We had 8, and one of them couldn't make it. So, next up, Heather Hellcat. Heather Hellcat. And she is a Hellcat, it says right here. She's a 31-year-old tattooed vintage hair and pinup enthusiast from Greenwood, Arkansas. She's happily married with 4 cats. She always had love for vintage clothing. She started getting ready for this vintage about 7 years ago. She really fell in love with the vintage hairstyles and the clothing, so she got into this about 7 years back. She loves sharing. My reading is not good. I'm a musician, so she loves. I can count to 4. She loves sharing what she does and learning about the pinup culture. Helping people to transform into their best versions of themselves is one of her greatest joys. Social media has really helped with the struggle and promoting this. It gives her an outlet for her activity and platform, and helps her to learn about many of the tricks and goodies of the trade anyway. That's on the social media side. One time again for Heather Hellcat. She had one previous win too in the pinup competition. Thank you, Heather. Yeah. Next up, Miss Cha-Cha Nova. Cha-Cha Nova. She's a pinup model and a burlesque performer out of Oklahoma City. Also does metal flake artistry. She's doing that now. She loves the retro culture and the artwork that shows. Color and design. She's into color and design. By day, she works as a nail artist with the metal flake and with gel polish. It's a really wild new technique that she's working with. Metal flake and gel on the nails. That's pretty cool. So that's her day gig. Can be found throwing weights around the gym and creating scandalous pinup artwork. Cha-Cha Nova, the definition of show pony, embraces only one thing, and that is things that make her happy. She has 6 pinup wins under her belt. 6 wins. How about it once again, Miss Cha-Cha Nova. All right, thank you. Next up, Mindy. Mindy. Says Mindy is the daughter of Captain Kane, Navy veteran and vintage bike owner. It's Captain Kane. He was in the Army and a vintage bike owner. She just recently started the pinup competition. Her hobbies include reading, painting, walks with her dog Lucy, and tattoos. She likes listening to music. She came up with the vintage things going as far as from her older brothers and sisters, and a father who loves classic cars and, of course, bikes. Shows are her passion. Her love for father and shares his interest in classic cars, bikes, and oldies and good things. Oldies but goodies, yes. She has an old, what do you have? He says has an old soul. Oh, an old soul. I thought you had an old car, too, here. My dad does. She has an old soul. She works at a health center, and so you usually can find her at the bike shop with her dad doing stuff with the bikes. All right, cool. One more time for Mindy. Mindy.